Question number 20. It says a rigid ring is made to roll along a ceiling of a room where a horizontal, uniform and static magnetic field of induction B exists perpendicular to the plane of the ring. So it is shown over here. Velocity of the center of the ring is constant and its modulus is V. A charged particle P of mass m is fixed on the ring. What should be the charge value so that there is no interaction force between the ring and the particle? Also, we need to find out the radius of the ring for this condition to meet. So there is a ceiling and this ring is moving. Basically, it's rolling. So its angular velocity and velocity are going to be linked together as V is equal to R omega. P is over here. Magnetic field is into the screen as per here. So let's consider this picture. Magnetic field into and this point is P and they are rotating or moving with the velocity V and omega. This P point is simply a point and we can catch this point, draw the free body diagram of this point and we can see what are the forces acting on this point P, and then we need to see the contact force should not be there. Interaction with the ring should not be there, and we know ring interaction is going to be because of normal reaction, so we will say the normal reaction should not be there, that's all. So this is the crux point. And then we need to carry forward this idea to solve it. Now, at any instant, if we look at the velocity of the point P, so velocity of any point P in general motion, because it's a translational as well as a rotational motion, both rolling, that's called rolling. So here in particular case, so you will find this velocity will be coming because of translatory motion as well as rotatory motion. So Vt is indicating the velocity due to translational motion, and it is going to be equal to the velocity of the center of mass, which is constant, which is equal to V. So Vt is equal to V. And similarly, Vr vector is the velocity due to rotational motion, and we know since it's a rolling, so Vr is going to be equal to R omega, which is further becomes equal to V. So V is equal to R omega, that's because of a rolling condition, and this is the velocity due to rotation. So particle moves in a circle because of this rotation velocity, right? So here the two velocities has been shown from this thing, the arrows. This Vr is going to be tangential because it's because of omega rotational, and Vt is going to be in the same direction, the center of mass velocity, that's a horizontal. Now we know whenever a particle having a velocity, moving in a magnetic field, having a charge, magnetic force comes in. Magnetic force is given as QV cross B. Here the velocity of particle has to be used. And we know the velocity of particle is added by these two vectors. So we can write that vector Vt plus Vr vectors. Then we know this cross product can be expanded and we can make these two terms. Now let's read these two terms. This is the force acting on the particle because of translatory motion. This is the force acting on the particle because of the rotatory motion. And these two forces has to be added vectorially to get the final force. Now we can handle the vectors easily when we draw them in geometry or picture. So we can say this force is basically force due to translational motion and force due to rotational motion. That's what we can say. And these two vectors has to be added up. If we do this Vt cross B, then you find Vt cross B is going to be perpendicular to Vt and acting like this. So Vt cross V is going to be the force Ft, which is going to be vertically upwards. So Ft force is going to be vertically upwards and it will remain vertically upwards every time. So this is one force we can show in this particles FBD. Another force Fr. Fr force is going to be again Vr cross B. Vr cross B is going to be radial and it is going to be toward the center. So that's going to be Fr. Point is these two forces combined effect is the magnetic force. So I'm writing in terms of components. That's fairly good. Apart from these, there is these two forces due to magnetic field, we will find the non-contact gravitational force acting, and let's say there is a normal reaction is also acting on the particle because of the ring. This normal reaction can be inwards or outwards depending upon the situation. Now we want here this normal reaction to be 0 because we want to know interaction between the ring and the particle, and normal reaction is the representative of this interaction. So if we make this normal reaction 0, then you'll find we will have these forces, these two forces and mg acting on this particle. Moreover, this particle has to move in this circle because of this rotational velocity, and of course in the horizontal direction because of the translational velocity. So we can say to ensure that it keeps on rotating on a circle, this Fr force has to provide necessary centripetal force for circular motion. So since it's toward the center, it must be providing necessary centripetal force because n has become 0. So this has to do the job. So can we say Fr must be equal to mv square by r? Yes, we can say so. Moreover, we can say this Fr is going to be this expression. So since VR and B are perpendicular to each other, so magnitude is going to be Q VRB, and that's equal to mv square by r. VR is equal to r omega, which is again is equal to V, so we can write as QVB is equal to mv square by r. Further more simplification will say QB is equal to mv by r. Now if you look this equation has two unknowns, one is Q, another is R. These both unknowns are our target. So that's important equation for us. Now since we want this normal reaction to be 0, right? So this radial job has to be completed by Fr. Moreover, there was a gravitational force also acting. Now if this gravitational force is not balanced, that will bring the normal reaction. So if we want really the normal reaction to be 0, that must be balanced by some force, and we have got a force Ft which is vertically upward, which can do this job. So Ft can happily balance mg. So this Fr can provide the necessary centripetal. If they are doing these jobs, then we'll find normal reaction will not be required, and that's what the equation looks for. So we can say Ft must be balancing mg. Ft is going to be translational component or due to translational velocity, so it's going to be like Q VTB. Again, Vt and B are perpendicular, so sine 90 degree. Vt is equal to V, we know that. So it's like QVB equal to mg. Now here this is a very important equation as well. We can call it equation number 2 because it has one unknown, which is Q. So we can simply write Q from here, which is going to be mg upon Vb. So the charge on the particle must be equal to mg upon Vb. Now the answer we are expressing in terms of the quantities that are known to us, like mass is known, g is known, v is known, and b is known. So the charge we got to know. Moreover, we can put this charge value on this expression to find the r radius, or we can say simply from here we can pick QB value, substitute over here the way we want, we can say. So it's like if we simplify this equation and 1v is getting cancelled, which is basically this equation. Yes. So from here we are picking this or let's say from here we are picking this QB is equal to mg by v, and we can substitute over here, so we'll get mg by v is equal to mv square by r. Either way you can solve, that's not a big deal. So this is small m getting cancelled out, and from here r is going to be equal to v square by g. So radius of the ring is required to be v square by z, and the charge is going to be mg upon vb. If this is the condition, then we'll find the normal reaction can be ensured to be 0. That's the question demand for, hence these are the correct answers. Thank you.